welcome to another episode of Points Podcast.
Hey.
I'm here with my compadres.
Yo, the one and only Dominican Don, baby.
And the other one.
Big Play Zay.
And tonight we got a special guest.
Yes,
the wonderful, beautiful, intelligent Elizabeth has decided to join us in the dungeon, as we like to say.
What up, though? Thank you guys for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much for coming. We needed a breath of fresh air to come in and help us decide on a couple things from a wonderful female point of view.
Well, hopefully we can get some clarity.
Thank you.
That's what we're here for.
So today, guys, we're gonna talk about two misused words, and people have the best intention when they use them, but we misuse them all the time, and we apply them wrong all the time. And those two words are logic and emotions. That's you right. Which y'all agree? Okay.
Get into it.
Okay, so let me see. What do you think? I'm gonna start with the beautiful Elizabeth. What do you think when you hear those words, logic and emotions?
Well, logic and emotions can't operate in the same space. You either dealing with one or you dealing with the other. Someone can't be logically emotional. You know what I'm saying? That don't work.
Okay.
But I think it's another level to the logic and emotion conversation. Because you have your emotions when you're just acting on your feelings. You have logic when you're thinking, and sometimes we all overthink a situation. Then you also have instinct. So you can operate off instinct too, and I know that's throwing something else out there.
That's good.
But
though.
if you
I like
operate off an instinct, that's when you operate in with God. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like
Pumps.
That's the
Point.
three levels that I feel like it is.
All right.
But it's important if we just want to stay on 1 and 2, the ground floor.
Yeah.
Bruh, logic and emotion, they battle.
They battling
They
constantly.
battle. Constantly.
Okay. What'd you think, Big Play?
Well, so when it comes to logic and emotions, as a man of a household, I feel like I don't have the courtesy of being emotional. I think that, logic is something that I appreciate that my wife allowed me to make the logic decision, and she's allowed to make emotional decisions. Because sometimes we need that balance and stuff. Because sometimes I could be too direct or too logic on some situations, and I miss out on the happy times. I could be stubborn on some things, but I'm trying to handle things financially instead of just living life. But I give her the courtesy of having that emotions, even though that emotion can carry in a lot of lost battles, and we'll get to that. I know we'll get to that. But I have to think logic to be accountable. So.
Okay.
Right. And first of all, Elizabeth, that was a great point that you had. I definitely understand where you're coming from, and Big Play, definitely. And so now that we kind of got an understanding of this logic versus emotion, let's talk about like in relationships. Like, have you ever been in a relationship where one person's been more emotional or logical, or has caused some kind of issue or something like that? And, just speaking from my personal experience, I think it really boils down to the makeup of a man, the genetics of a man, genetics of a woman. And I'm just throw it out there. I know. Hold on.
She
Hear
stood up.
me out. See, Big Play gonna ease it in. I'm
I'ma catch it every time. Go ahead, throw it down.
Now, don't get me wrong. Now, today's time, some of our men are a little more emotional than in the past. But the age that we are, how we were raised, we operate off logic. Like in relationships, I say things like feelings are not facts, and that's a fact.
Okay, that's what
because
you
we operate
said.
off logic,
Okay.
not emotions.
Yeah.
All right, my sister.
It
What you got to
sounds
say?
like a factual comment. You said that, and the girl was lucky enough to listen to it. That's the part that got me. Somebody was like, "Say more."
All right.
That's what.
Say less.
But this is the thing. I think men all the times they thinking that they are just moving with logic. They're thinking that they're moving without emotions. But the point that you get to cut off all your emotions so you can think with just logic, that's an emotional ass decision. That's an emotional decision to say, you know what? I can't have any feelings right now because somebody else has to have all the feelings. If I feel too, it's a wrap.
I respect what you're saying, but did we say that though? Did we say we don't have any emotions?
Right.
We just say we operate off logic.
But
mainly.
I said, so we're going to go back to what I said. Emotion and logic can't operate in the same space.
I think they're mutually exclusive to a certain extent.
To a certain extent.
To a certain extent.
So if you moving on logic, then where is emotion coming in? But for the choice to just move on logic. You see what I'm saying? If you grew up as
So
a
you
child
saying you making
or
an
whatever,
emotional choice to move on logic?
emotional choice
That's
to move on logic and
interesting.
acting as if the logic is informed by some like sort of God above. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I think A and B and we be all the way on Z, but y'all
Right.
think it, you know,
Okay.
like
I mean, I agree with you.
okay.
All right,
I mean,
that's
I don't-
interesting. You got anything?
Man,
'Cause
I hear Liz and stuff, man, but then we talking about life decisions right here.
Right.
Man. I'm not talking about, just a simple pillow talk. I'm talking about life decisions. And we talking about, making the different choices between things that we want and things that we need.
Right.
And so that's where I'm really coming with like the logic and the emotional. Like emotional, we can get caught up with the Joneses, as you say.
Right.
But logically, we have to stay in our lane. You know.
Right.
But logically, if somebody has the logic and the emotion, the logic person can come up with a plan to soothe those emotions with that
Right.
communication. As long as you communicate me with your emotions and let me know what you need and stuff, then I can logically think on a plan. But if we both thinking on emotion, we just free fall.
Okay, real quick. Sorry, Sister
Nah, I'm about to
Elizabeth.
go
Let me
ahead.
ask you this:
I'm coming back
Do
over there.
you
Don't worry.
think too much logic or too much emotion can ruin a relationship?
Oh, for sure. Too much of any good thing, you know what I'm saying, is going to be the despise of everything. But I think the problem is where you just going like head for head. Like an example that Zay used. Yeah, it's important that you're a man or a woman. Sometimes I have women friends that just are really good with finances and they might run their household logically. So it's important to have that skill set. But at the end of the day, if I feel good making a certain type of purchase, me feeling good might make the next meeting go way better or whatever. So then I'm falling back on instinct. I'm still going to, like, my golden grain is instinct. But folk, when I have to think about something, I'll use some logic, but them feelings going to come through. Like, at some point, the logic's turning off.
Yeah,
And it's going to be like, what did you say? Or what do you need? You know?
yeah.
Yeah,
So we're gonna sit up here on Points Podcast and say that logic ruins relationships.
I would say, and
I can't stand about it. I can't stand
Let me
that.
say this. Before I decided to even talk about this discussion, I was looking up different things about it. And I'm gonna be honest with you, bruh. If you're being too logical in a relationship, it can ruin it. And let me say this because if your woman wants to see emotion from you, does this matter? I ain't talking
Y'all
about.
keep trying to separate the two. You
No,
can still have
if-
emotions,
no,
but we're
but
talking
what
about a logical
but
decision.
But
on
we not.
something.
But that's what I'm talking about. Relationship not just about decision making. I'm saying so. If you in a relationship, you being intimate, anything going on, you have to approach that with emotion. I ain't talking about you got excited and y'all got to it. I'm talking about having a dialogue conversation where
Right.
she feels like you're in it. You understanding what she's feeling, just like she need to understand what you're feeling. That's emotion though. That's not logic. You got to have emotion to understand. Like I'm putting you first. I'm putting your emotional first. Not like I'm analyzing.
If she going through something, that's being there for your partner though. I
I ain't talking about going through
not
that.
necessarily
I'm
being
not necessarily
emotional.
talking about going through anything. She just expressing you like the dinner was nasty. If you be like, well, I took you to the nice restaurant, you being like logical.
like
She be
the
like,
narrative
instead,
y'all spinning. I like the narrative
I'm
y'all
just telling you what I read. I'm saying when I did it, I didn't know that either. I was like, damn, I ain't think about it.
I feel like y'all.
That's
leading
what I'm
witness. I'ma
saying.
tell y'all
Well,
straight
That's
up.
all
Y'all
I'm
leading
saying.
witness.
Well,
Nah, I'm just saying.
Okay, let's try the inverse to prove the truth then. When has logic saved
So
a
we're gonna use logic.
relationship?
Though. Go ahead.
When has logic saved a relationship? Like
Well, just in the balance again, like Dom is saying, he's not saying that he's not emotional. It's
No,
a
I know,
balance.
I know, yeah.
It's a
Mutually
balance.
It's a balance.
So-
It's a balance.
So she needs to know, or he, whatever type of relationship you're in, Point Podcast, we do not discriminate.
No,
But,
love is love. Love is love. Pumps.
Hey, so
Love is love.
whatever relationship that you in, the balance must be kept. Let's say tragedy. I'm the logic thinker. I cannot be logic in this moment. I need for you to be logic and let me be emotional.
There you go.
And that communication needs to happen.
Okay.
And so
Yeah.
if you're emotional and I'm emotional, we're a wreck.
So you saying
Yeah.
we need 50? Okay,
yeah.
we gotta wrap this up. We gotta wrap this up because we can talk about this a long time.
Right,
Let me
right,
just ask all three of y'all really quickly, and y'all say, if y'all can, what percentage of each do you need more of, or you would like, you feel like you need more of in a relationship? Would you say 50-50? logic, emotion, or would you say 75, 85, whatever? What you think?
Well, just being a man in a relationship, I'm gonna bring the 60 to 70%.
70%.
I'm still gonna give some emotion because we can't. I'm the head of the household. We ain't gonna just crash and burn off emotions.
Okay. So 70, 30. Logical.
For me, I'm
Yeah,
saying
no,
70,
yeah, of course, yeah.
Logical. No, I said 60 to 70.
Oh, 60 to 70.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
you know, it's gonna
okay.
depend on my mate.
All
You
right.
know what I mean?
I'm gonna get you last, Miss
Okay.
Elizabeth. What would you say, really quick? We gotta wrap this up. What would you say?
75%.
75% what? Logic.
75%.
Okay.
Like as the male in the household, and
Yeah.
not saying that it's because I'm a provider or anything. Again, it just I ease myself with logic.
Yeah.
That's what type of thing I am. I'm an artist. I see stuff ahead of time. I like planning, so logically I need it to make sense, you know, and that's just how I move. Now, emotionally and stuff, I can tend to pull back, but, I share that 30% with his nigga.
Okay.
25.
And Miss Elizabeth.
Okay. I, for one, am taking controlled emotions, and let's distinguish those between emotions. You know what I'm saying? Just being crazy. I'm taking controlled emotions. That means I feel a way. I know why I feel a way, and I know how that's going to influence my logic.
Okay.
Because we got to keep in mind that emotions do influence logic. So I'm taking that controlled emotion off top every time, 80%. 80% of the time. 80% of the time. 20% 20% feelings.
Yeah.
I mean, my bad. Logic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
20% logic.
20% logic.
No,
okay.
Let me know.
I'm 80,
You said it right the
20.
first time.
80, 20.
I'm
You said
80,
it right the
20.
first time. That's okay,
I'm
Elizabeth.
feelings on top of logic, but
Okay.
instinct overall, bro.
All right. And I'm going to say, because I feel like I've been both. I think in my younger day, I was way more emotional than I am now. And I try to be more logical. But I just want a healthy balance. Because, like I said, before looking into it, I didn't realize the little things that go into it. Where I never consider that emotional. Like how we got excited just now. That's emotions. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta bring that passion in your relationship. You know what I'm saying? So without a doubt, we can go on and on about this conversation, which is a great conversation to have. But we want to thank you for coming out and kicking it with us. Definitely points to you, points to the conversation, and points to the people at home. Y'all keep that dialogue going. Thank y'all for checking us out, and we'll see y'all on the next episode.
Like, subscribe, and comment.
Exactly what she
All
said.
that.
Ponce.
Podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you.